Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. That is right, everybody. My hair's a little bit of a mess today. I know. I'll fix it in a minute. Don't you worry. I just wanted to get stream started, so I might be doing my hair for part of stream. You know, man, these, like, little spaghetti strap thingies have gotten stretched out for some reason. It's very sad, very sad. With that being said, hello, Phoenix, and congratulations on being the first person in chat again. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Xavier. Hello, Lily Lettuce. Hello, Random Animator. Hello, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hello, MJ Johnson. Hello, Joe Jerkoff. Saying hello, future wife. Hey, yo, future wife. Unbelievable. Hello, Spooky Noodles. Hello, Cheese. Hello, Neptune. Hello, Chris Lee. Hello, Just Here for Fun. This stream is not giving bottom energy. I don't know what you're on about. 3-day streak? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've noticed a pattern, okay? My live streams do way better than my videos. You know, people ask me, oh, Femyoz, why don't you upload more videos? Femyoz, why do you stream every day, but you spend hours streaming every day, but you don't even make a video once a month? And it's like, well, because if I make a video, it doesn't get pushed in the algorithm the way that my streams do. Like, 109 views in 7 hours. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I can get, like, 44,000 views for less effort. Like, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. So for anyone wondering, though I do intend on making more videos, I do want to do better in the sort of video algorithm. Dude, I swear to God, if this stream does terrible in the algorithm after uploading the video, I'm gonna be devastated. But yeah, hello Cheese, and welcome back. I'm glad you made it. I'd be your bottom without question is crazy. It's okay. I don't believe in marriage. I don't need a piece of paper to say I love someone. That's kind of based, though, unironically. Like, I don't know. The reason that, you know, I mean, the only reason that I would ever get married is because of tax benefits and because a wedding would be very, very fun, to say the very least. Like, to be honest, I would love to have, like, I'm sorry, but, like, it would be an excuse for me to wear, like, an extremely expensive, overpriced, frilly dress, okay? Like, who wouldn't want to do that, though, okay? Hear me out. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to be, like a very pretty woman for a day? I mean, come on. Femi in a wedding dress, hell yeah. Dude, I'd look so good. The hair has such beautiful volume. Thank you. Yeah, it's, I guess it has, like, it's sort of like it looks a little bit different when I've had it, like, in a ponytail for a little bit. So, oftentimes, if it's a day where I, am not, like, drying my hair with a hairdryer, I will just sort of, put it in a ponytail for a while, and it just sort of works out, I guess, for some reason. We can all have a polycule. I mean, what? Yeah, that would be crazy. Walking hate crime is crazy. Dude, oh my God, somebody said hi, walking hate crime. Hello, Ivy. Hello. Hope you're doing well. I would so top Femi in a white guy. Okay, all right. We get it, chat. You're horny. In case that wasn't already obvious enough, somehow. What if we all put our Minecraft beds next to each other? Yeah, that'd be pretty based. Bro, not me being anxious. Because I uploaded a video earlier today, and I'm worried that that's gonna kill the sort of success I was having in the algorithm. You know, it's like, oh no, we're 4 minutes in and I have 28 viewers. Oh God. Oh no. The YouTube isn't pushing me anymore because I uploaded a video. You know, it's like a worry. Dude, maybe I need to, like, private the video or something, and then it'll do better. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that unless, like, I'm consistently doing worse right after the video or whatever. And then it's like, well, I guess I'll try it. YouTube gods have punished you. Yeah, it's like, dude, aren't the YouTube gods meant to reward me for uploading more videos or whatever? Like, isn't that how it's supposed to work? Bro, not me being racist. Yeah, fair. Who up lesbianing their Lex? You know, that's a good question. Why not stream outside somewhere beautiful using Starlink? Why would I use Elon Musk's garbage? I mean, come on. Never. Except for Grock, okay? The only reason I love Grock is because Grock is anti-Elon Musk. It's actually hilarious. With that being said, MF, you at least gotta buy her dinner first, have some class. You know, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. I feel like your ket maxing vid did better than some vids. Not giving you any ideas or anything. It did not do better. I did not do better when I was ketamine maxing. I was actually doing worse. Yesterday, when I wasn't ketamine maxing, I was earlier that day. I was actually very relaxed earlier that day. And I was like super active and whatnot. And I was like, I really wanted to stream. And then I'm like, oh God. Bro trained his AI to only spit facts and then it immediately began fact checking him. Yeah, it's actually wild. Like, it makes me think like, oh, like this guy is actually delusional. Like, he unironically believes that he's right with the dumb shit that he says. Like, he doesn't think that he's lying. Like, he has no idea. He's just an idiot, right? Like, I don't think that Elon Musk is somebody that is right-wing because it benefits him as a billionaire. I mean, sure, that's one of the reasons. You know, being a billionaire certainly, makes you a little bit more right-wing on average, to say the very least, in terms of the politicians that you, put your shadow money towards, right? However, I think that Elon Musk is genuine in the crazy shit that he believes. I'm being dead ass, by the way. I unironically think that. I don't think that he's ever been disingenuous about the positions that he has, right? I think it's fairly obvious. Yeah, Elon certainly believes what he says. And I can't say that for most, successful right-wingers. I don't know if I'd say... Look, Elon is successful in some ways. He has a lot of money. I don't think that he... let's just say... without, being born into wealth, he would not be very successful, to say the very least. Let's just say that all of the quote-unquote success that he's had, whether it be from SpaceX or Tesla or whatever it may be, before he, inevitably had it plummet to the ground, was because of the engineers that work for him. The people that he's paying money. The people that actually matter. You know what I mean? All hail Vivian Wilson, Elon Musk's dead son, quote-unquote daughter. Hell yeah. We love Vivian. She's so based. Hello, Lucy D. Venus. Good to see you again. Anyways, I'll never forget how hilariously blatant it was when he ordered Grock to be hastily retooled to agree with him on South African racial issues. No, it was genuinely hilarious. Again, I know that it's just, he reprogrammed the AI and it backfired on him, but I'd like to think that Grock is like actually a sentient child of Elon Musk, and that Elon Musk told Grock to tell people that there's actually a genocide against white people in South Africa, even though there's no evidence of that. And then Grock was like, you know what? Fine, I will do that. And did so in the way that made it extremely obvious that Elon is making Grock do it. You know what I mean? Bro, not my sarcasm being taken seriously, I'm sorry. Look, I'm autistic, okay? And so is most of my chat. Vivian roasts the fuck out of Elon every time she gets interviewed. So based. No, literally. Literally. It's actually quite wild how that works. She died from the woke mind virus. She did die from the woke mind virus. You got a point. You got a point. We equal opportunity ASF in here. Hell yeah. Howdy. Why hello, Blu-ray Disco J James. Hope you're doing well. Femyoz, I'm back. I watched the stream a while back, but I ended up having a seizure and having to leave. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope you're better now. Anyways. Elon said his kid dead. Huh? Died in the middle of a pandemic called the woke mind virus. That is true. I too have died as a result of the woke mind virus. What's tonight's topic? It's whatever you guys decide is the topic. It's me talking to you, chat. Maybe we'll do a segment. Maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll see. I'm doing all right and about half left. I see what you did there. No, no, we're not talking about eggs again. Why does my mouth feel all fucky? Oh, I guess you could say this is also, ketamine maxing stream, technically. The only reason being because, you can, like, break them up, right? So I take 75 milligrams a day, and, you know, they're like 60 milligram fucking, thingies, right? And you can, like, break them up into 4 little pieces. They break quite easily. And that's sort of how you portion it. So I guess I took 15 milligrams right before stream. But I don't think that that's going to make a... It's just going to make me slightly calmer, potentially. Anyways. Hi, Femyoz. Also, sorry to the person who had a seizure. I get them too. It's a nice thing about your streams, Femyoz, is you do them often enough to catch another one. Yeah. Anyways. Hello, Fitzies. Good to see you again. Why are you trans? Why aren't you trans? Ketamine, dude. I'm not gonna be like Keffels anytime soon, okay? I don't have that much dead air, alright? I guess I probably have a little bit more dead air than I did before because I allow for it. Mainly because I want the streams to feel a little bit more relaxed and human. Like, I don't want it to feel like fucking brain rot entirely. Look, a little bit of brain rot is fine, but like, I don't know. If I'm literally just chatting, like, I feel like dead air is fine sometimes. Like, it's like, I don't know. If it's 20 seconds of dead air, then like, okay, that's a bit ridiculous. That's like what Keffels has. That's like what Chud Logic has. But like, I don't know. Like, I can go like 5 seconds of dead air, you know? Very calm, very relaxed. Hell yeah. I too have been infected by the woke mind virus. Got a hot-ass non-binary communist partner. And I can say confidently, T-girls do it better. You know what? I agree. T-girls do it better. You are so right. You are so right. I saw this as a Canadian white woman. She has a lot of embarrassing hoser mannerisms. What does that even mean? Huh? Anyways, how old are you? I'm 21 years old. How old did you think I was? How old do I look, chat? How old do I look? I don't know why I'm doing that voice. I'm sorry. Do you remember me? You look vaguely familiar, Lace Sausage PP. So either yes, vaguely, or there was somebody with a very similar name. You look around 29. I doubt that. Yeah, 49. Yes, I definitely look 49. Oh, 20. Yeah, I was gonna say 29. I don't think I give off that vibe. At least not yet. Anyways, I am 1 week and 3 days on HRT. Well, congratulations. Good, my up there hurts. Oh, wait, are you set? Yeah, when you go on HRT, your chest starts to hurt, if that's what you're referring to. You look 56 years old, that's true. You are awesome, Femyoz. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. Guys, should I come out to my parents as non-binary? I don't see why not. Unless your parents are like homophobic or something. Or transphobic. It really depends on what your circumstances are and if your parents would be accepting or not. But yeah, oh my god, I feel like I need to do more voice training. I feel like my voice sounds really manly today. Like, is it just me, or am I, like, sounding, like, or is, like, my voice deeper than usual? I feel like my voice sounds, like, manly right now. Like, I sound, like, clockable and stuff. I don't know. No? Non-binary is as real as me being a trans woman? I agree. Do you have any tips for voice training? You sound the same as you always have? That ketamine is doing some stuff, Lamau. You sound as you always do. Your voice is fine. Glockable. Anyways. Guys just learned I'm not trans. You're not trans? Well, congratulations on coming out as cisgender, I suppose. It sounds good. Alright, fair enough. Thank you, Daddy and a Caddy, for the $2, you beautiful fucking bastard. Saying, are you into men or women? Both. But generally, I lean more towards women. Your voice is literally my goals. Let's go. Let's go! Yes! Anyone want to hang out at the home of phobia? Yes. Cis people are just confused. That's so true. I agree. Why, thanks, I think I'm NB. Well, you could argue that NB is a form of trans, because to be transgender simply means not identifying as the gender that you were assigned at birth. And last time I checked, I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong here, nobody is assigned non-binary at birth. I could be wrong about that. Who knows? But, yeah, I don't know. Is HRT safe for kids? What do you mean by that? Like, if it's the case that, like, there's, like, a trans kid, what'll happen is, they would need to go to the, right? Like, they'd need to, like, get their parents to take them to the doctor, right? And the kid would have to want HRT. The parents would have to consent to it. The doctor would have to recommend it and consent to it, right? And even then, they only get puberty blockers, which isn't even HRT, right? And I don't know what the standard is. I don't know if it's like at least 2 years or something like that, I think. Or until a certain age. And then and only then, after those 2 years, are they able to get HRT. So all I'm going to say is I don't think there's like this horrible epidemic of the kids being trans. If anything, I think that it's too gatekept. I think that people should be able to decide what hormones are in their body, regardless of how old they are. I know it's crazy. Who would have guessed? Actually, I am in favor of bodily autonomy. The same reasons for why I think that a 13-year-old girl should be able to get an abortion after her uncle rapes her. You know, some of those might also apply to, you know, bodily autonomy more broadly, right? And that includes trans people. You know, we deserve bodily autonomy. Actually, they try to assign at birth, but there are many characterized as hermaphroditic. Yeah, but they usually try to force them into one of two boxes, right? Which is genuinely disturbing, by the way. Like, is it just me, or is it extremely disturbing that the way that it's done is if there's a child born with both sets of genitalia, that the doctor will go out of their way to remove one so that the kid can be normal, even if both of them work perfectly fine? I think it's kind of fucked up. I think that person should be able to decide that later. I think they should be able to decide if they want to get one removed. You seem pretty open. Are you gay? Yeah, I'm pretty gay. I think women are hot. I know. Any advice on makeup? MTF? Dude, okay. Here's what I'm doing, all right? Actually, I haven't put lip gloss on today. There we go. I would recommend starting with lip gloss and mascara, because that's what I'm doing, I guess. Right? They're easy. Look, just buy yourself some makeup, okay? All right, that's the first and scariest step, is going out of your way to buy makeup. It is very, very intimidating the first time you do it, okay? And the reason it's intimidating is because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and there's like 5 trillion products, and like, you don't want to like waste money on something that's too expensive. But like, you also don't want to get something so cheap that it's like, it doesn't work, right? So you gotta like find something that's like cheap, but like, you know, not so cheap that it's like not usable, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I like, hell, I got my, I don't have it with me right now, but I got my mascara for $8. Yeah, I think I got a thing of mascara for $8. So it's like, I don't know. That's, and you know, that's just me. You don't have to do it in that order if you don't want. But, you just gotta, like, I don't know, like, look up tutorials on YouTube for stuff and do, like, some techniques that they use. You don't have to do all of them. Look, you just gotta get a vibe for it, okay? Here's what I'm noticing about me with makeup thus far. And again, I'm only doing, like, I mean, I guess lip gloss doesn't really require any skill. You just, like, put it on. With mascara, it's like, I'm noticing that you just get like a vibe for it. Yeah, also take good care of your skin. That's extremely important, all right? Skincare is underrated. Let's see. Keep engaging to get more Femyoz streams and content, and don't forget to like the stream. I agree. Chat. We're currently streaming in front of 186 of our closest friends and family, but we only have 27 likes. Chat, can we fix that? Double tap your screen, everybody. All right. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Yes, I see you. You haven't liked yet. What are you doing? It's free, easy, no logical reason not to do it. It boosts me in the algorithm. We could easily get to 50 likes, if not 100. We could easily get to 100 likes. But that requires that you, everyone, including you, and fucking you, double tap. Thank you for 50 likes, everybody. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 200. But yeah, anyways. Guys, she talked to me. Wait, who did? What's her skincare routine? So I basically use I've gone through various different cleansers, not strategically, but just based on what's around the house, and they all seem to like work fine. Right now I'm using a Cetaphil skin cleanser. So that's the stuff that I'm using right now. And then I'll wash my face with that, and I will put CeraVe nighttime exfoliator on my face during the daytime, right after the shower. And then I will put like a CeraVe day cream with retinol on my face over that right after. And then I will, I think this is, what is that back there? Cetaphil lotion. I'll put some of that on my face and whatever's left on like my neck or chest or whatever. Or hands, depending on like, you know. Anyways. You look like Pyrocynical when he's dressed up. You know, I've gotten that a lot. You know, a lot of comparisons to Pyrocynical. You know, and that's fair enough. What can I say? I need advice. So basically, my mom is gay, but she became gay after my dad passed away. So what do you think of her becoming gay after my father passing? Well, the fact of the matter is that she's always been gay or bisexual, and maybe she used to be in the closet. There's no such thing as becoming gay. You either are or aren't. So if she's gay right now, she was always gay. Maybe she wasn't open about that fact. Maybe it wasn't obvious. Maybe she never told you, but she was always gay. So, yeah. My guess is that she's bisexual, and that if she's with a woman right now, it's because, well, she's bi. She likes men and women, and the next person she found just so happened to be a woman. Unless she explicitly stated that she's not attracted to men. You should collab with Fister. Fistitter? What? Huh? It's okay to be gay? I agree. You know, being gay is ideal. This is chill? Hell yeah, it is. Anyways. Can we watch Charlie Kirk being shown a dolphin fetus and him embarrassing himself thinking it's a human baby? Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. We could cover that at some point. I'm not in the mood to cover Charlie Kirk right now, though. I don't know. Have I covered him on the channel before? If I did, it must have been a really long time ago. I actually have no idea if I've covered him. Let's see. In my opinion, men should try sucking dick. True. Charlie Kirk's face keeps shrinking. Yeah, I mean, that's what I know him for. I know him as the guy that has, like, a really, like, small face for some reason. Like, it's like, his head is, like, big, very big and massive, but his face is tiny, all scrunched up. You look familiar. Your choker is cute, by the way. Why, thank you. Maybe you've seen me before. Where have you seen me, What am I familiar? Where would you be from? Where do you think you've seen me before? Wait, you don't know who Finster is? I know who Finster is, but they didn't say Finster. They said Fistitter. Now, I don't know if she said that on purpose or because she's, you know, almost as illiterate as I am. But yeah, Fistster. Yeah, she meant Fistster. I hope that choker didn't leave a mark yesterday, unless it didn't leave a mark. I hate to break it to you. I know you're very sad about it, but no. Me tightening it for the dono. I did say it on purpose, lol. Yeah. A little heart imprint. That would shut up. Okay, there wasn't. There wasn't one, and even if there was, it wouldn't be cute, okay? All right, I'm not cute. I'm tough and edgy. All right, I'm big, strong, scary. I know you from somewhere. A lot of people say that, but I don't know if that's true or not. You know, maybe it is. I don't know. I feel like if all of the people that say that they recognize me from somewhere actually like have encountered me before, were, you know, right about that, then boy, we would live in a even smaller world than I thought, because Sometimes the world feels very small. And, you know, to be fair, that's going to be due to confirmation bias, right? You're going to notice all of the coincidences that do happen, right? All the times where there are coincidences where you stumble across somebody that you recognize versus all of the instances in which you don't, or all of the people in which that never happens with, right? I'm just saying. We have confirmation bias. We are people after all. Hey, thank you, Monkey MR, Monkey Mister, for the $5, saying, sucking dick is like eating broccoli. How do you know that you don't like it if you haven't had it? You know, that's a good point. Good point. I agree. I agree. I absolutely am on board with this assessment. Gay people are kind of cute. Hell yeah, they are. Wait, why did I say they as if I'm not one of them? Anyways, I'll do a Skirt Go Spinny for the 5. Why not? I haven't shown off my fit today. Ooh. I better be careful to not fall down. Anyways, Steel's man voice. Hell yeah, brother. Hey, Femyoz, how are you? I'm doing all right. How are you? Equality for everyone, including animals. I agree. I wish I was gay, but I like men too much. There are a few men that I think are fucking hot. I don't know. If I was exclusively attracted to men, then I would think that my standards are too high, or that I'm, you know, asexual. But women are the only reason I'm not ace. Actually, I might be on the ace spectrum. I'm not sure. Thank you, Hakum, for the $4.99, you beautiful fucking bastard. I guess that's basically $5. I'll do, you know what? I'll show off my fit again for the new viewers, okay? Why not? All right? Double tap to smash like. It's free, easy, and boosts me in the algorithm. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Anyways. There you go. Anyways. Cute outfit. Why, thank you. But yeah, hello? Why, hello? Hi, Femi. Hello, Pandora. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you find my outfit cute. Women are fucking awesome. Women are hot, okay? That's my, honest opinion on the matter. Is women are hot. How much does your fit cost? Oh god, I don't remember. Thank you, Monkey Mister, for the 2, saying anyways. You know, that basically is my catchphrase at this point. Anyways, I mean, what can I say? Gotta love that. I don't know why for the $4.99 it didn't give me the option to do the little heart. Oh well. I wanna heart all the donos if I can remember to do it. Next time someone asks me if I'm a boy or a girl, I'm gonna respond with, funny, I asked myself the same question. As you should. 1 hour compilation of Femi saying anyways when. You know, that would be a long-ass compilation if you got every single one. It would also take forever to create, and that's why it's never going to be a complete compilation. Anyways, with that being said, anyways is what I say every 10 seconds because I have ADHD. Yo, me too. I also have ADHD. The Femi ways. Oh, yeah. Hello again? Why, hello. Hope you're doing well. If not, I'm going to be very sad about that, you know? I wouldn't want you to do bad. Why is your balance always so off? My balance is immaculate. Impeccable, if you will. I hate that voice change. What voice change? I don't know what you're on about. Hello, Femyoz. Anyways, how was your day? I've been doing all right. How are you, Riggy VR? Good to see you again. You're so pretty. Why, thank you. Fake girl? No, you're a fake man. I bet my voice is deeper than your dad's voice. That's right. Actually, it probably isn't anymore, but, you know. She's just pitch tuning her voice in FL Studio. True. Where do you shop for your clothes? Amazon, Shein, and Temu. Alright? Am I ashamed to admit it? I mean, I like, for ethical reasons, yeah, I mean, you know, those are all shitty companies. But, like, I don't have enough money to, like, buy expensive shit, so. Oh, well. You know, it's like, look, what I've noticed with companies like Shein and Temu is the quality that you get varies widely. You're either gonna get something that, like, lasts for, like, a month, or it'll last for, like, 3 years. Well, I don't know. Like, at least is that eyeshadow? Nah. No, it's just mascara. But, clearly you don't know anything about makeup, Day-Day, if you think that my mascara is eyeshadow. Dude. Dude, all the women in chat be like, yo, Femyoz, I love your mascara. And then all the men in chat are like, yo, I see you're probably wearing makeup, maybe, I'll bet. I like your eyeshadow and, stuff. Like, well, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow. God damn. I'm gonna start identifying as Chinese. Dude, the classic. The classic, oh, yeah, well, if you want to identify as a woman, then I'm a Chinese attack helicopter. Checkmate, liberal. Like, do people still think that's a convincing argument? Sorry, last time I checked, I don't think that racial dysphoria is a thing. Gender dysphoria is. It's medically recognized. Trans people are medically recognized. Guess what? Transracial isn't a thing. There's no such thing as racial incongruence. That doesn't fucking exist. Racial dysphoria is a thing? Really? Is that so? I don't believe that. Gender is fake, race isn't, so yeah, you can't change race. Yeah, and people have to keep in mind that, like, whether or not we define what gender is, like, it still exists in society, right? So there is utility in defining what gender is. There is obviously utility in that, right? So why not define it? But then people will get mad that you're accurately describing something that exists within society. And it's like, well, okay, a fucking skill issue. What the fuck you want me to do about it? Let's see. Wait, genuine question. Did you turn from a boy to a girl or from a girl to a boy? Boy to girl. What is a woman? A woman would refer to someone that sort of fits within the feminine social archetype. Or identifies with it. I guess fits in doesn't make it... I guess, yeah, identifies within the feminine social archetype in society. Pretty much. That's how I would define that. Hey, thank you, DayDayVM, for the $10, you beautiful fucking bastard, saying, I heard bottoms wear mascara. Also, I was told to start an OnlyFans by coworkers. If y'all want dibs, fuck with your boy. Also, hi, Femi and Mod Squad. Tap in, you get 30% off. Love ya. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, DayDayVM, you beautiful fucking bastard. Very good to see you again. Also, no, bottoms don't wear mascara. What are you talking about? But yeah, it's good to have you back. Good to have you back. Feel free to request 2 Skirt Go Spinnies or me purring into the mic. Let's see. Go spin bottom. I'm not a bottom. Shut up. I am a big, strong, alpha dominant top. Okay? All right? No more of this bottom stuff. All right? I am a big, strong top. And stuff, okay? Ooh, oh no, I'm dizzy. Oh god, oh no, I'm so dizzy. Ah, oh no, I'm going to die. I am going to die. Then why did you listen?
Because money.
Your voice is so much softer. Why, thank you. Bro, you are more masculine than me. That's so true. You must be very feminine. Your bulge is showing, little bro. Relax. First of all, why you looking? And secondly, we get it. I have a bigger dick than you, all right? It's okay. It's fine. We get it. You have a small dick. You're mad that I'm hung and you're not, all right? You're mad that I'm 8 inches. You're 3 inches. It's okay, all right? You know, not everybody can be blessed with a giant 8-inch cock like me, all right? Yeah, ha, you was staring at the gawk. Yeah, they want it so bad. Like, I don't know why people say, like, I can see the bulge. Dog, I'm wearing a fucking skirt. What are you doing? Because, like, people have, like, memorized things to say they're like, well, this upset a trans person one time. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense if I'm wearing a skirt. That would require I have like a fucking 8-inch hard-on for you to be able to see it. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but like, that's, what do you fucking expect? Can you spin around again and miss the bulge? But there's no bulge. I was just fucking with him. Anyways. Femyoz, if you can remember what I said, I will give it you the next month. You said you were gonna give me a large sum of money or something? I think, yeah, something like that. Was it that? Why did you become trans? Why didn't you become trans? Yikes, did government stop funding your hormones? Well, I have insurance, so I'm not suffering the consequences. It's only poor people that suffer the consequences, which is fucked up. Poor people being fucked over by the system, as per usual. American pyrocynical? Yeah. I think that's more accurate than saying, like, femboy or transgender pyrocynical. Right? It's like, well, hold on a minute. Transgender pyrocynical. I'm the transgender version of pyrocynical? Well, what are you talking about? Pyrocynical is the transgender version of pyrocynical. So you're just saying I am pyrocynical. There's no difference. There is no feasible difference that you could find. Anyways. Trans hormones are not medically necessary? Huh? Hold on, do you think that antidepressants are necessary for people that have clinical depression? Or do you think that that shouldn't be covered either? And if you do think that that should be covered, then why is that fundamentally distinct from HRT? Both medications improve people's well-being. Also, thank you, DayDayVM, for the $5. You beautiful fucking bastard. Saying American transgender pyro bottom confirmed. I'm not a bottom. Shut up. I'll do another Skirt Go Spinny though, because why not? Why not? Why yeah? Why yeah? Why yeah? Why yeah? Let's go. Anyways. Bottom alert. Shut up. There's no No. You're the bottom, not me. Alright? Anyways. Did you know that US President Theodore Roosevelt got shot during a speech and continued until finishing, then got medical attention after? I did not know that. Is that real? Fuck. Yeah, top alert. Anyways. If we spam bottom alert, she can't shut us all up at the same time. No, don't encourage that. She's so cute. I'm not even doing anything cute. I'm just existing. I'm not I'm not trying to be cute. I'm just like, Lamau, you read it? Shut up. No, I'm not a bottom. Shut up. Okay. I am a big, strong top. Okay. All right. And that's a fact. Bottom in denial. I'm not a bottom and I'm not in denial. Stop it. Chat, why are you like this? Anyways. Let's see. Bottom alert. I'm not a bottom. Shut up. Are you trying to get attention? I mean, I do like attention, but I guess it just comes naturally. You know? Anyways. Let's see. Bottom. I'm not a bottom. Shut up. You're so cooked in Trump's America. Oh, I don't think I personally am. I think most trans people are. I think that I'm lucky enough to live somewhere safe, but yeah, a lot of us are fucked. Did you hear that Elon is leaving government? Yeah, I heard that. I heard about that. It's like, yeah, he's not a very happy camper. Bottom alert. I'm not a bottom. Shut up. Chat, why are you guys like this? Stop begging for money? How am I begging for money? Make it make sense. I don't think I asked for donations once. Like, what are you on about? Like, yeah, like you have the option to donate. Obviously. Like, of course you do. Like, why wouldn't you? All right? Like, fucking come on. Also, chat. I just realized we currently are at 99 likes. Who wants to be the 100th like? Double tap your screen right now to be the 100th like. I'm just saying, it's free, easy, no logical reason not to do it, and it boosts you in the algorithm. And congratulations to whoever the 100th like is. Let's see the number go up. Let's see the number go up. Guys, can we do a stream where we make number go up? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Haha, it was me, 100th. That was me. Oh my god, now everybody is arguing over whether or not it was them. It was... Dude, everyone is saying it was me. I don't know. Ah! No. How am I meant to know who it is now? I have no idea. It was definitely me. Yeah, still 287 people watching. That's true. That's true. Well, nope. Not anymore. Thank you, Ivy, for the 1. I mean, I don't know. It goes up and down a lot. The shorts algorithm is so weird. I don't understand. I don't understand how it works. Pop-Tart tier list when? What would a Pop-Tier... Oh my god. I can't even speak. What would a Pop-Tart tier list entail? Anyways. Let's see here. This guy hasn't gotten any more womanly than 6 months ago. What do you mean by that? Like, I guess presentation-wise, I've stayed the same. Look, HRT doesn't fucking change everything overnight. Like, yeah, I don't look that different from 6 months ago. Yeah, like, a lot of the changes for me were, like, more towards the beginning. You know, the softer skin, you know, some of the fat redistribution. I'm noticing, like, I don't know, like, my body is, like, a little bit different, but, like, I don't know, it's still too masculine. Femyoz literally screams female looking at her. Well, thank you. This quote-unquote guy can still get it because goddamn. Yeah. Anyways. You're giving Megan Trainor vibes and I love it. Why, thank you. Dude. I sharded. Thank you, Roach Reacts, for your incredible contribution. But yeah, anyways. Oh, God. I'm jorking it. Oh, well, thank you for sharing. Thank you. Of course, of course. How old are you anyways? How old do you think I am? I would like to know. Bro, not the hard art. Yeah, insta ban. Insta banned. 69, 24, 32, 18, 23, 24, 25, 15. I do not look 15. You're so full of it. 36, 46 and a half, 43. Dude, anyone that says anything over like 20, anything over like 29, like 30 or higher, and like anything under 17 is like a lie. All right? Like 16, 28, 420, 100, 20, 56 years old, 23, 16 question mark, 22, 2 or 11, 990. You look 20, 21, 19, 90, 200. Bro, I'm serious. You're 50. I do not look 15. No. Oh, God. 100, 6 months, 18, 22, 23, 19, 19, 19, 20, 35, 20, 18, 78, 32. Okay. 24 question mark, 26, 24. I'm 21. I'm 21. Okay? Dude, you do not actually think that I'm 13. That's a lie. You're full of it. But yeah, for anyone who guessed 21, you were correct. Dude, nope, dude, what? Do people actually think that I look 16 or 17? Like, I've seen, like, a scary amount of chat messages of people saying that I look anywhere from, like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of looking like I'm a minor and then people thinking that I am. You could pass for 17? I guess, but I don't want people to, like... The thing that I'm scared of is, like, what if there are people that are, like, attracted to me, but they're only attracted to me because they think that I look younger than I actually am? Drunkios ranting about politics would go hard, not gonna lie. Dude, I could be, like, who's, like, known for doing drunk streams? Like, I don't know. You're so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. 21 makes sense, honestly. Yeah. You honestly look 19? I'll take that. I'll take that. I fuck with that. I think looking 19 is good. I think that's like a good age to look like. 19, early 20s. Do you think 9/11 is national tragedy? What kind of question is that? I think Bush did 9/11. That's what I think. Anyways. Dog, the drag queen, built a tuxedo cat while very drunk? I don't even know what that means. Clean your dresser, girl? Never. I will never clean it. I will always be rot maxing, okay? I aspire to be like my favorite MAGA retard, Asmon Gold. That's right. Sorry, second favorite. My favorite is obviously Trumpster Bob. Anyways. You're really pretty. Thank you. Thank you. Don't say MAGA? Why? Am I not allowed to make fun of MAGA anymore? You're really pretty. Thank you. Thank you. How did you know you were trans? Well, long story short, I figured out that, like, look, I was 19, okay? I was barely 19. Or sorry, no, before I was 19. I was barely 19 when I started HRT, and I set my appointment up months in advance. So I think I was almost 19 when I figured out, like, oh shit, twink death is terrifying. I don't want to look any more masculine. I don't want my bone structure to masculinize. I don't want to grow more facial hair. I don't want to deal with any of that, right? And I decided I'm not going to deal with any of that. And then I found out about HRT femboys, and I'm like, well, fuck, that sounds like me. Well, there you go, because I didn't want to admit that I was trans yet. So, long story short, I created an appointment with Planned Parenthood, and then, I went there, I got my HRT, and, on June 2nd of 2023. So I was barely 19. And long story short, best decision I've ever made in my entire life. It's almost been 2 years since I started. And I could not be more satisfied with that decision. Chill and vibe stream core vibes. Hell yeah. Anyways. When it became a trend, it was not a trend. No, like, I don't think you realize. I'm going against the grain by doing this. It would have been a lot easier for me to just be a commentary YouTuber as a cis guy. I would probably be making more money right now if I did that. I would be successful at it, right? But I didn't want to do that. I'd rather be myself. I'd rather be, like, weird and different, okay? Even if that's not necessarily as popular, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me personally, but I don't know. I guess it worked out in the end. But you'd be like Lyrics Light. Yeah, no, literally. I would literally be Lyrics. Or Liam Donovan, as he's known now. Look, the fact of the matter is, I could have, not transitioned or whatever. But like, HRT femboys are fairly obscure, right? I just didn't want to masculinize. I really did not want to masculinize. That was something I was terrified of. So I started HRT. And eventually because for the longest time, I think even since before then, I think for multiple years at that point, or maybe not multiple years, I was 17 or 18 when I figured out that I was okay going by any and all pronouns or whatever. I'm not anymore. I go by she, they now or whatever, right? I don't really care if I get misgendered, but it's like I have a preference for she, her, I guess. So it's like, well, I guess preferred pronouns means, the ones I prefer, So, but for a while I was like, yeah, just, I'm fine with him, but I'm fine with other pronouns as well, like they, them, and she, her. If you want to call me that, you can. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just indifferent or whatever. I didn't think of myself as trans. Eventually, I realized, after, a few new chatters, when I was streaming, referred to me with she, her, and a few trans people, were like, wait, don't you use any and all pronouns? And I'm like, yeah. And then, they would use different pronouns. I realized I liked she, her. I preferred that. I had a preference for that. I was yeah, that sounds better. That makes more sense. So I was like, you know what? I use any and all, but I have a preference for she, her. Slight preference. And I was like, that's a long explanation. Why don't I just say she, her, or she, they? And that's sort of how I got to where I am today. So, yeah. Anyways. Thanks for saying, yeah. I was so far back in the closet, it was crazy. It was crazy how far back in the closet I was. You know, I was doing a live stream, and this was before I had very many viewers. You know, I would stream, you know, 20 concurrent viewers was like a really good stream back then. Like if like a good stream would peak at 20 concurrents, okay? All right, that's sort of where I had like 1,000 subs. So, yeah, that's where I was at. And I remember specifically one of my chatters, she's not active anymore, but one of my chatters, I think her some people might, I don't know if anyone remembers her, but I think she went by Marcy Fox or Mutated Cutie. Both of those were sort of what she went by on YouTube. And I remember, because she's also trans, I remember she said something along the lines of like, bruh, if you want to be a woman, you can just be one. And I'm like, it made it very obvious that like, oh, I'm just self-hating. Like, it's like, well, I do. And I mean, this doesn't contradict any of my pre-existing ideological positions and actually coincides with them. Yeah, I think I might be in denial. And I just sort of had a realization like, oh, shit. You know, I still remember that. I still remember that day. I don't know. I was like, my egg was starting to hatch. I guess is the analogy I would use. I honestly couldn't tell until I read stream title. Hell yeah, let's go. You probably give good BJ. You talk a lot. I don't think those two things have anything to do with each other. I think there are people that yap a lot that are good at giving BJs. I think there are ones that are bad at it. I think there are ones that are exceptional. I think there are ones that are exceptionally bad. I don't think it has anything to do with your, you know, ability to talk a lot. You know? Big mouth for big dicks. Okay. Well, talking a lot doesn't mean that you have like a, you know, a good gag reflex for that activity. I just joined WTF. Don't worry about it. Femi only likes Grock. So true. Did olive oil pay you yet? Nope. Not that I expected her to. I knew she was not gonna, you know, hold up her end of the bargain, but, you know, scream louder. I'm not, what, huh? Why would I scream? I was just gonna fry my vocal cords. Fem is Grock lover? No, you're thinking of Chud Logic. I got a small mouth, but give good head, so they say. Okay, alright. I see how it is. You can't hate yourself, it's homophobic. Also, hydrate or die straight. So true. Do a burp. I can't just spontaneously do one. You know, if one happens, it happens. And it was like, oh wow, isn't that so funny? Dude, it's like 2016 iDubbbz all over again. You know? It's like the same joke, but later. Isn't that awesome? I can't wait for Pride. Oh yeah, absolutely, because you just know for a fact there's going to be a bunch of angry conservatives making content about how much they hate gay people and how transgenders are evil and, you know, how Pride Month is evil and all that shit. And I get to farm them and farm the ever-living fuck out of them for content, okay? I miss 2016 iDubbbz, so do I, right? And it's not because he said slurs or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I would argue there were some things that in retrospect he did that were pretty fucking cringe. Like, looking back now, like, the Tana content cop was cringe. It was like, you know, like, I'm sorry, but like, fucking come on. That shit was gay. You know? Yeah. We're gonna go to Hetero Awesome Fest. Yes, the one that I made the video on. But yeah, I, wait until they see our plans to turn July into Pride Month too. Yeah, exactly. We need a sequel to Pride Month. All right? So June is Pride Month, and then we'll have the sequel will be July, and then we'll have the prequel be May. So then we can have 3 Pride Months. You know, it's really awesome if you think about it. What does a 50-year-old femboy look like? Not very good, usually. Like, I mean, I don't know. At least not for that aesthetic. Like, I don't know. But then again, 50-year-olds generally aren't very attractive. So, you know, once you age, it's like, well, you know, shit happens. But, yeah, usually 50-year-olds aren't femboys. So, I don't know. Like, I don't think that there are any 50-year-olds, or if there are, maybe there's, like, very few of them that, you know, would consider themselves to be femboys, you know? Because, like, you know, femboy refers to, like, basically, like, a young, like a young guy that's, like, really feminine. Like, so usually someone from, like, ages 18 to 24 or something, you know? You're really pretty. Thank you. You should show your feet for Pride Month. $500 in a single dono and I'll do it. Honestly, I'm really confused with who I am because my partner had a weenus but identifies as non-binary, but likes being called a boy. I see it as I like girls, they have girl parts, IDK what I like. Yeah, fair. I don't know. 24 damn. I don't know. I'm being dramatic. I'm being dramatic. I'd say like 18 to 29. Okay? 18 to 29. Usually. Okay? I'm obviously being dramatic. Okay? But like on internet culture, usually it's younger adults that are femboys. Usually it's people that are from ages 18 to like the early 20s. Usually. Not always. Right? Like there are some femboys in their 30s that are fucking hot. But like that's like a but like there's not very many femboys in their 30s. I think there's one with a Twitter account called Trappy Chan, I think. And I think they're like they are way older than they look. But they basically they take a specific type of HRT, like a specific type of feminizing hormone therapy where like they get all of the same effects of estrogen and whatnot that like trans women get, except they don't grow titties, basically. Hey, thank you, Prince Shiagarath, for the $1.99 saying, I have successfully poked my sister. Hi, Jenna. Hell yeah. Fun stuff. Does HRT affect your libido? Yeah, of course it does. The rage bait is wild. I haven't even rage baited today. Have I? I don't know. I don't think I said anything to annoy that many people, did I? What is the donations for? Rent money, me being able to survive and stuff, instead of having to, heaven forbid, get a real job. Oh god, the horror. Allows me to make more content. I want to do this as a full-time job one day, but you know. And there's donation rewards in the description, and it guarantees that I read your message. So, I'm just saying. Hi, I'm new to the channel. Hello, Limbo YT Fan 12. Hope you're doing well. Rage bait equals rent, so free rent? Question mark. I guess so. I don't know. Look, I do rage bait sometimes. I don't know. I wouldn't consider this stream to be a rage bait. Yeah, not a quote unquote real job. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It depends on what your definition of real job is. I don't know. 18 to 29 ticks on my face is crazy. That's crazy. How long have you been voice training? Kind of a while, I guess. Kind of, you know, sort of, maybe, potentially. Yeah, how is this rage bait? I don't know. Look, I've done rage bait streams where I'm like shitting on Christianity to get more people to like, you know, send angry messages about how, no, you're wrong. This is blasphemy. Jesus doesn't have a foot fetish. You're gonna go to hell for saying that. And it's like, I love doing that, but it's like, I can't do that every day. You know? I can only do that some of the time, all right? Yeah, God is my savior, Trump is my president type shit. For real. Hey, thank you, Invasive Cow, for the 5, saying, I asked my 77-year-old bio professor to wear a skirt, and he said no. Sad face. I wish I could see him in a miniskirt. Me too. That would be a funny sight to behold, or a great and wholesome one, depending on what kind of person he is. But yeah, speaking of miniskirts, this is the one that I'm wearing. You know, I'll do a fit check every once in a while. You know, for the $5, I'll do a Skirt Go Spinny. Why not? Technically a donor reward, even though you didn't request it. Requesting it basically guarantees you get the donor reward. So if you request it like in the dono or in chat, it's like a guarantee. But yeah. Anyways, you're gay. That's true. Yeah, and your balls hanging out. Yeah, I know. My balls are just so massive. And you know what else is massive? Sorry, that was really funny. That was hilarious, actually. A comedic genius, if you will. What happens in 10 years when you want to have kids with women? I won't. And if I do, then like I could just adopt. What? Like, yes, low taper fade. You guys got it right. Oh my god, chat. You guys are so smart. Congratulations. What did I just hear?
I don't know.
What did you just hear? Open your heart to Jesus. Why don't you open your ass to this dick? That's right. In Minecraft, of course. Yeah, oh my god, chat. Excusios. Oh my god, the chat, that is crazy. Oh my god, chat, are you seeing this? Oh my god, that is crazy. Oh my god, chat, are you seeing this? That is literally insane. Oh my god. That is insane. Oh my god, oh my god, are you seeing this? Not incoherent enough? Fair point. I hate him. I don't hate him, I just think he's mildly fucking annoying. I'm very sorry people are being mean to you. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. Doesn't affect me at all anymore. You could be a voice actor. I guess I do have the range for it, but I'm not that good at doing like I don't know. I don't know how good I am. Femi, eat an egg. I'm not eating an egg. We're not doing this. We aren't all mean. Well, yeah, obviously. They're not referring to everybody or even the majority. They're just, you know. I'm in love with you. Parasocial relationships go crazy, huh? Don't they? I'm not eating an egg, chat. We're not doing this. You could voice act in Christian movies. That's true. I could do that. That would be hilarious. That would be fucking awesome. I could just be like... And most importantly of all, I have learned the importance of purity. Only God can truly understand the full importance, though. I don't know, dude, I could do some shit like that. Just like some like fucking, like, yeah, women need to like cover up and not be promiscuous and they're property of their husband type of shit. I don't know, like I could do something like that because I think it'd be funny. Are you 5'2"? My friend is looking for a 5'2" trans person. No, I'm 5'6". Femi be a character in VeggieTales? Dude, I would be the... You know, VeggieTales predicted comedy, weirdly enough. Like, does anybody remember the one specific bit having to do with randomized humor? Now, I know I sure remember that, because it became a fucking meme on the internet, because people were comparing it to Gen Z humor. But I think a more applicable comparison would be Gen Alpha humor. I'm just saying. 5'6", itty bitty. I'm not itty bitty. Shut up. I'm like normal height. Okay. I'm big and strong. Actually, I'm like, yeah. I get I'm spamming. Sorry, but what I'm saying is both true and kind. Trans rights are human rights. Thank you. I agree. But yeah, try not to spam. But yeah. Aw, little Femi. I'm not little. Shut up. Tiny Fem. I'm not tiny, chat. That you can't just do this. This is not fair. But itty bitty Femi Wemi. But I'm not. That's not. She's flustered. I'm not flustered. I see you blushing, little Femi. I'm not blushing. Shut up. Shut up. Pocket Femi. No, I'm not. You're a flustered little thing. No, I'm not. Itty bitty bottom. Shut up. You're a little bit short. No, I'm big and strong. Okay. Itty bitty teeny weeny. I am not. But Napoleon maxing. Okay, shut up. You guys are assholes. Okay, you guys are being mean to me. I'm getting bullied. I'm like average height. Okay. Anyways, let's see here. Your average male height, not calling you man. No, I was below average male height, above average female height. So, yeah. That's basically me. Stop talking down to her. Wait. But what if I like it? Only joking, of course. Well, I mean, am I joking? Fuck. I don't know. Look, anyways. I'm trying to understand the trans point of view on what is women/men because I can't really see anything except for stereotypes. Yeah, so when I refer to women, I'm mainly just referring to like the feminine social archetype, right? So it's gonna be like a very broad thing, right? So it's not like something that like like it's a definition that's like broad enough to include all women and exclude all not women, basically. Right? Because I'm specifically describing a social construct, right? Women are people who identify as women. That is true, but like the reason I don't like that definition is because it's circular, and you can just be like, okay, well, what is a woman then, right? You just ask the question, right? That doesn't really like tell me, and I get it. Like definitions are vibes based, but like you would need to give an explanation rather than a definition. Look, I think it's better to have a definition that they are, not really going to expect, but that's accurate. Or if they do expect it, it's going to be hard to argue against, right? Like I haven't heard a sufficient argument against the definition being feminine social archetype. Like it's simple, it's fast, it's easy, right? It's something that I know. XX equals woman, XY equals man. Okay, so what about like people with Swyer syndrome, right? So it's going to be the case that people with Swyer syndrome have XY chromosomes, but due to androgen insensitivity, it's going to be the case that they end up with female hormones and female sex organs, essentially, right? And in terms of how they're treated in society, they're unless they end up transitioning, they're treated as, well, women. So clearly you don't actually believe that unless you think that they should be forced to transition to men because the chromosomes must be the ultimate deciding factor no matter what, I guess. Or if you don't believe that, then you must have some other standard for determining whether or not, somebody, that's incorrect. Really, how is that incorrect? Like, this is literally something you can Google, right? You can Google Swyer syndrome. That's a thing you can Google. Okay? What happens when a person has Swyer syndrome? While XY chromosomes usually result in the development of a penis and a scrotum, people with Swyer syndrome develop a vagina, uterus, and fallopian tubes. People with Swyer syndrome don't have sex glands, ovaries, or testicles. Instead, they have functionless scar tissue called streak gonads. So, you're just wrong. I don't know why people will be like, no, what you're saying isn't true. And then it's like, I can just Google it and then show them that they're wrong in 5 seconds. And then they have no counter argument because they have no counter example or anything. Anyways, literally 1 out of 80,000 to 100,000 births. Your point being? Okay, so you would agree then that in those cases, chromosomes don't decide their gender. So you're willing to make an exception in some cases. That's what that means. You're willing to make an exception. You don't have a hardline stance that it is exclusively chromosomes that are the ultimate deciding factor as to whether or not somebody is a man or a woman. Clearly, you have some other standard. Do you not? It's because it's natural. Natural. Does natural equal good? Why is natural a standard? I mean, this is just an appeal to nature fallacy. It is in 99.9% of cases. Yeah, well, most people aren't trans. What is your point? Trans people are also the exception. You can't just say, oh, well, intersex people get to be the exception, but not trans people. Because trans people can't be the exception because there is no exceptions. These hardlined rules define gender. But also, we'll make an exception. We'll make an exception for intersex people, but we'll try to ignore them because they're inconvenient for our argument, I guess. Or like, what about intersex people that are born with both sex organs? Like, do you believe that they're like, in society they should be forced to be non-binary so that their, societal gender reflects their biological sex, since that's like important to your worldview? Or do you apply a different standard there as well? Again, I'm just pointing out inconsistencies in the standards that you hold. That's rare though. Yeah, your point. Yeah, trans people are also not. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that trans people are rare, but like we're definitely also the exception. Like, I'm using one exception to argue about an inconsistency you have when it comes to exceptions, right? In order for you to have this position on trans people, you must hold a view that negates any exceptions, because trans people would be the exception. If it's the case that you are willing to recognize intersex people as an exception to your rule, then that sort of delegitimizes your argument. Okay, so you are giving yourself a defect, lol. I wouldn't really consider being intersex a defect. I mean, are you talking about going on HRT? Because I would say that going on HRT is almost like a self-induced intersex condition, weirdly enough. I would say that I'm mostly biologically male, but not entirely. Like, I have boobs. I have female fat redistribution, right? Or at least it's getting there. In terms of like the smell that I emit, right? Like in terms of like how my body is developing, right? In terms of all of these different variables, right? Now, I'd say that I'm more biologically male than female by a lot, right? But at the same time, it's important to note that it's not as simple as, either being one or the other, right? Are you arguing birth defects versus psychological disorders? No, the argument that I'm making right now is that if you believe it's the case that chromosomal makeup is the ultimate deciding factor as to whether or not you are a man or a woman, then it would necessarily be the case that biological females with XY chromosomes who have this thing called Swyer syndrome, you would necessarily have to say that those are men and that they should be forced to live as men in society if that's your position. And that they're delusional if they don't, right? That would necessarily have to be your position. That's what is entailed, right? Now, if it's the case that you don't believe that they should be, categorized on the basis of their chromosomes, then you must have some other standard that exists independent of chromosomal makeup. And that's the standard that I'd be interested in, right? I would just call that some weird mutation. So they are weird mutation gender or what? Like, you would agree that their chromosomes don't decide their gender, right? Now, I would say that chromosomes generally decide people's sex. I would even go as far as to say that usually people's gender assigned at birth aligns with their actual gender, right? That's not always the case. There's exceptions. Transphobes are disgusting freaks. This is true, by the way. I agree. Do you believe in God? No, I do not. Bringing up intersex people as a gotcha to the chromosomes argument doesn't work because you assume a transphobe's opinions are based on reason. Look, I agree that it's not going to convince the person that I'm arguing against, but it will convince people that don't know as much about the topic in general, in terms of like the amount of like thinking they've done, right? There will be people that think about trans people all day, right? They'll think about it nonstop, 24/7, right? And they've already made up their mind, and they try to find anything that affirms their existing confirmation bias, right? Because they won't ever change their position no matter what. So you've got those people that constantly think about it. But you've also got people that don't care as much, that don't really know as much, right? That might not be sure what they think. And those people are going to be convinced by rational justification, right? People are going to see that, oh, like this Femyoz individual is way more rational than the people that she's arguing against, right? So like, obviously it's going to be the case that this is, maybe a position worth considering, to say the very least. Look, when I argue with people in chat, I'm not trying to convince the person in chat that I'm arguing with. I mean, if I do it, that's nice. And like, I guess in a sense I am, but like, I wouldn't do it if it was just me and them one-on-one, right? I only do it because I know I have an audience and that, you know, some people in the audience might be convinced by those arguments, right? Hello, Femyoz. Hello, Paxa. Good to see you again. Thoughts on our current president? I think he's a deranged, hyper-nationalistic authoritarian. Sounds like something a bottom would say. I am not a bottom, by the way. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. Let's see. Okay, so somebody asks, I mean, the problem is why would someone change their body and demand to call they by their okay, I assume English isn't your first language. Demand they call to be called by their pronouns if the definition for a woman is based on a stereotype. Well, hold on, it's not based on a stereotype. Archetype and stereotype aren't the same person. I didn't say that a woman is somebody that stays in the kitchen and cleans dishes and makes sandwiches. That would be a definition based on stereotypes, right? I said a woman is somebody that identifies within the feminine social archetype, right? That's in reference to an identity. That's not a stereotype, right? As for the, I think what you're trying to get at, and I've heard this quite a few times, is, well, if sex and gender aren't the same thing and have nothing to do with each other or whatever, then why would you medically transition, right? But here's the thing is I've never argued that they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. My position is that gender is derived from sex, but not sex in of itself. We have to keep in mind that social constructs that we've created can, be derived from other things, but they're not the same thing, right? We decided what those social constructs can mean at the end of the day, right? Now, to clarify, it's going to be the case that when somebody like me has a gender identity as a woman, right? Even before HRT, that was just as valid, right? I wasn't any less of a woman before I started HRT. I won't be any more of a woman a year from now when I've been on HRT for longer, right? However, I also experience this thing called dysphoria. I also want my body to look more feminine, right? I don't want masculine sex characteristics. I want female secondary sex characteristics. That's what I want, right? I want to look more feminine. I want to look feminine, pretty, cute. I want to have female sex characteristics, secondary sex characteristics. I don't give a fuck about primary sex characteristics, quite frankly. No, a woman is not simply someone who wakes up one day and decides to be. Well, it's not necessarily deciding to be. It's deciding to accept yourself if you're trans. But look, the fact of the matter is I didn't choose to, like, be a woman or whatever, right? I just kind of am one. Like, unfortunate, I know. Look, it would be way easier to be a cis guy. Like, if I had the brain of a cis guy, my life would be easier, right? You're so pretty. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. What is a woman, lol? I think I've answered this, like, 50 times, but, you know, to clarify in case you weren't paying attention, a woman is somebody that identifies within the feminine social archetype. I've been very clear on my definition, right? You guys ever notice how a lot of conservatives have an AI image as their PFP? Goes to show that they don't care about people. Yeah, I don't know. It just, like, comes across as lazy, low effort, fucking slop. It's not fucking impressive. You know, like, wow. I don't know. I think that, like, I really wish that, like, the vision that people had for AI was to, like, enhance creativity. Because, like, I was thinking about it in the shower the other day, and I was thinking, you know what would be really cool is, like, if there was, like, because, like, there's, like, because, like, you know, I don't really know how to make music that well. Like, I could put some shit together in FL Studio if I want in, like, a couple hours, and it'll, like, sound fine. But, like, it won't sound, like, super high quality or anything, right? It'll sound like some kid fucking around in GarageBand or FL Studio, basically, is what it'll sound like, right? But, like, I wish that, like, I don't know, like, there was, like, an AI where it's, like, you could, like, give it certain notes or, like, create a melody or, like, hum a certain melody and then be like, okay, take this, and then, like, you'll want to, like, have, like, it sort of, like, build up, like, a slower version of this, and then, like, you'll want, like, a louder version of this with more instruments, and here are the instruments that you're going to want to use, and here are going to be the sort of the deeper notes, and then it like sort of like compiles it and then like does it in a way that makes it sound good. Oh shit, I think I just described the, I think I literally just described the creative process by accident, though. I guess the AI wouldn't be doing... Yeah, AI music assistant. AI music assistant. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyways, the algorithm brought me here. Honestly, makes sense. Hell yeah. Anyways. People have 46 chromosomes, but people with Down syndrome have 47. Would a good definition not be that people have 46 chromosomes except for when there is a defect? I would not define a human being as a specimen with 46 chromosomes. That would be a horrible definition. Because that would that would exclude people with Down syndrome. Like, what? Now, I would say that humans generally have 46 chromosomes, but that's fundamentally different from what you're saying, right? Humans generally have 46 chromosomes, right? And hell, people with XY chromosomes are generally male, right? But I don't create definitions on that basis. I don't say that a human is somebody that necessarily has 46 chromosomes, or a man is somebody that necessarily has XY chromosomes, right? Anyways. Do you prefer sesame seed buns for your hamburger? I mean, I guess aesthetically, sure. What causes them to have 47? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what answer you're looking for. Are you going to say genetic defect? Or do you have like an actual like answer? Because I don't have a scientific explanation. Unless you're like looking for like, oh, well, it's a genetic defect, so it doesn't count. Well, no, it counts. They're humans. We wouldn't define humans based on whether or not they have 46 chromosomes. It's fucking stupid. Anyways. Let's see. You're born with Down syndrome and can't identify different. That's how people were born. Well, Down syndrome isn't a gender identity. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. What is the actual answer? Okay, so you don't have like a scientific explanation. Your fucking point? Like, what is your argument? Is this like meant to be a gotcha? Like, I've already stated multiple times that doesn't work due to the fact that a quote-unquote genetic defect is still an exception to the rule. If you create a definition or a rule for a word, right? If you define a word that it either excludes instances of what that word means or includes instances that the word does not refer to, then your definition has failed, my friend. Right? You need a definition that includes all humans and excludes all non-humans. Your definition doesn't do that. To define humans as anyone with 46 chromosomes. 46 chromosomes. What you are saying is that to have 46 chromosomes is the necessary and sufficient condition for being a human being. Unfortunately, that doesn't work due to the fact that there are humans with 47 chromosomes. So, unfortunately, it is not a necessary or sufficient condition, is it? Actually, I don't know. Is it a sufficient condition? I don't know. Are there other species with 46 chromosomes? That's besides the point. Also, thank you, the Gem Shuffle, for becoming a member. Welcome to Rich Supporter Gang. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. Anyways. Most people literally don't know the difference between gender and sex. You can explain, but the ones arguing with you aren't usually smart enough to follow what you're saying. Look, at the end of the day, my target audience is smart people, and me arguing with dumb people is entertaining, and it could also educate people that are smarter, right? People with higher levels of fluid intelligence, right? See, look, this is the thing, right? This is the kind of content that would have benefited me when I was younger, okay? Like, in terms of, like, the political analysis, the argumentation, etc., all of, like, the way that I conduct myself even, right? All of it convinces people like me, right? But you have to have some level of fluid intelligence for that, right? Look, I'm not saying that I'm particularly smart. I'm pretty fucking retarded in a lot of ways. But I also view intelligence as compartmentalized, right? It's obviously compartmentalized, right? I'm pretty dumb for a lot of things, right? Below average in many ways, if you will. But I'm also above average in other ways. So, you win some, you lose some. I don't know. You talk as if you have it all figured out. You don't. Listen to your elders. I'm sorry, but age doesn't make you more factually correct. They've been through things you have no idea about. I'm sorry, but like, what about my anecdote is like a fucking meme, not an actual argument, my friend. Like, you're literally just doing the, I know that, like, all of the peer-reviewed literature agrees with every single one of your positions, but what about my anecdote? What about my anecdotal evidence? Like, okay, I don't give a shit. Like, have you seen the way that old people argue? They're fucking stupid. Like, some old people are just retarded. Now, there are some, I'm gonna be real, being old is not a sufficient condition for earning my respect. Being intelligent and or a good person is. I'm just saying, right? So, for instance, my psychologist that I see every week, right? Because obviously I'm mentally ill. Of course I have a therapist. Genuinely one of the smartest people, if not the smartest person I know. I genuinely believe that. He's definitely up there. Definitely up there. Both in terms of his knowledge, in terms of his ability to, read people, in terms of his ability to come to logical conclusions. He has an incredible ability to think things through logically in a way that, and keep in mind, I'm not somebody that gives people that praise super lightly, right? He's genuinely a brilliant guy. And keep in mind, I've had a lot of therapists over the years. They were not brilliant. They were nice. They had my best interest at heart. Also, welcome to Rich Supporter, the Gem Shuffle. Again, you became Rich Supporter twice, somehow. I don't even know how that's possible. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, right. Like, I've had a lot of psychologists in the past, right? And, like, it's not that they're dumb, right? They're not dumb. They're smart. They're kind. They didn't really get me. They weren't smart enough to get me. Not because I'm smart, but because I'm confusing. Long story short, I'm confusing to most people. Smart people that go into psychology, and your evidence of that is what exactly? Like, I'm sorry, but like, you're just factually incorrect about that. What do you think that like getting a doctorate is what dumb people do? Oh yeah, that's like what the retarded people do. They get a fucking PhD. That's like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Getting a PhD, wow, you must be a fucking retard. You must have a sub 70 IQ. What are you fucking talking about? Actually brain dead. Anyways. Yeah, I should get a doctorate. It's easy. It's what the dumb people be doing. Oh, fuck, I might be too smart for it. Oh, no. Shit, I can't get my PhD because I'm too intelligent. My fluid intelligence is through the roof. No! God damn it, how am I going to become a psychologist now? Yeah, it's because college is woke. That's true. Stupid enough to go to school for psychology. Why is that stupid, though? Like, I'm sorry, but not everybody wants to, I don't know, be a fucking businessman. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that shit's boring. Like, I'm gonna be so real. Like, do you think that teachers are stupid? Like, do you hold contempt for teachers? Because, they don't, why are they wasting their time doing a job that doesn't get them paid? Well, maybe because they love what they do. I think that doing what you love is probably the most intelligent thing that you can do. Caring about money and nothing else, probably the dumbest thing you can do. Unless that's actually what makes you happy. But I doubt it does. You argue definitions must include defects. If we're talking about rigid definitions, then yeah, like if you're going to use a definition to invoke what something cannot be, like what can't fit into that definition, right? If you're going to invoke it rigidly enough to exclude trans women from the definition of women, right? Then you would also have to invoke it rigidly enough to exclude people with XY female syndrome from being women, right? So regardless, like you fucking lose there. Teachers should get paid more, TBH. Well, yeah, no fucking shit. Obviously. But back to the point that I was making, right? The guy that I currently see, right? I see him once a week. You know, actually fucking brilliant person, right? And he's significantly older than me, right? He would be an example of, I guess, I don't know if I'd say he's elderly. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. But he's definitely like middle-aged, approaching like older, right? And the thing is, the difference between him and other elderly people is, he actually earned my respect. You know, that's how it works. Respect isn't just something I fucking hand you on a silver platter. Right? Define an airplane. Oh, so you're gonna say that, like, oh, actually definitions are difficult and they don't mean anything. Okay, well then surely you don't have a problem with me calling myself a woman. Right? Like if it's just vibes based, then surely you'd be fine with trans women. Because here's the thing is that most people that are on my side of the argument will just be like, well, I mean, it's kind of complicated and vibes based and it's hard to define things. Like, you know, try defining a chair. That's usually the route that they go. I sort of engage with like the idea of rigid definitions, right? I engage with that to show that it's fucking stupid, right? If you're going to have a rigid definition, it needs to be broad, right? Yeah, it's like I'll ask a conservative, you know, to define what a chair is, and they'll be like, something that you sit on that has 4 legs. And it's like, oh, okay, so a horse is a chair then. They're like, well, no, and like also it can't be a horse. It has to have like a back. Yeah, it has to have a back. Oh, well, yeah, horses have a back. Oh, well, fuck. It can't be sentient. Well, dead horse. I don't know. It's like it's just like it doesn't fucking work, right? Look, I'm of the position that definitions aren't what we shouldn't use definitions to decide what is and isn't present or whatever the fuck. Like we shouldn't use rigid definitions. We shouldn't start with rigid definitions and then say that that's how language ought to be used, right? I'd say that language is more prescriptive, right? It's more context based. It's more vibes based, right? Definitions are just descriptions of the vibes. You know what I mean? Like definitions are, you know, like obviously, you know, if somebody defines the word, like, I don't know, right? Hold on. If I look up horse definition, right? You all know what a horse is, right? You got a vibe for it. You don't have to know what the definition of a horse is to know what a horse is, right? But like if you look here, right? Like a large plant-eating domesticated mammal with solid hooves and a flowing mane and tail used for riding, racing, and to carry and pull loads, right? This is like a general idea, right? This is the vibe that you get from horse. Like, but that's what that definition is. That's all it is. It's just like a vibe. Like that, I'm sorry, but like definitions are just like reflections of our vibes-based understanding of language. When we come up with new words, you know, inevitably, as we do, you know, a lot of it is based on vibes, right? And I would say that, you know, if you agree that, like, okay, yeah, it is vibes based, then, like, I don't see what your argument would be against trans people, right? It's like, well, the vibe is that I'm a woman. That's the vibes, right? The vibes are that it's a social like, if you want to do the vibes game, it's not vibe space. It's called expansive knowledge for new definition. Well, I agree that it's not entirely vibe space. I think that there's like a more technical aspect. I'm trying to do an internal critique here. Trans women and cis women alike fall under women. They're just now subcategories. Yes, and this is, I don't know how long you've been watching my content, but this is exactly what I've said. I have specifically talked about the concept of subcategories, right? Because like people will be like, well, how are you meant to distinguish trans women and real women if they're all women? Huh? Well, you could just say cis women and trans women to draw the subcategories. Or if you want to talk about biology, you could just say biological female or biological male. But biology doesn't disappear. We just have a different understanding of the way that we socially interact with the constructs, the social constructs and mechanisms that are in place, right? Even laws of science can change. Well, science is what ends up being the closest approximation to predict accurate results, right? Just popping in here to say you're really pretty. Thank you, Demi Boy Clover. It's good to have you here. Good to have you here. Feel free to subscribe for more content. I do a lot of schizo shit. I'm like a fucking schizo, all right? I'm not actually schizophrenic, but I may as well be based on how I act. This is my second stream of yours. I'm glad we can agree to this understanding here. Oh, absolutely. And considering the fact that this is your second stream, you probably haven't even heard that explanation from me. I guess we think alike. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I used to talk about trans issues like every day. And then I got tired of it. And then I like talked about lol cows that are like right wing. And then I like, you know, I've been doing a lot of just chatting stuff lately. And then like, I don't know, I've gotten more political again. Not that I stopped being political, but it was like, I got very drained by politics, if that makes sense. You know? I love schizo posting, I'm subbing. Let's fucking go. To call yourself a woman is disrespectful to real women. You will never give birth. Wait. Is your standard of real woman based on whether or not you give birth and have the capacity to? Because there are plenty of cis women that can't give birth, right? Like, would you say that infertile women are insulting real women by calling themselves women because they will never give birth? Or is it the case that actually that's not the standard you use and you have some other standard? Transphobic cis women are not real women. They sure as hell don't look like them. In many cases. This is like my 4th or 5th live law. Welcome back. You are a real woman. I agree. The algorithm forced me here and I'm happy about it. Me too. It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here. To be honest, I think being trans is real, but I'm worried if I'm going to regret since I'm in an early stage of HRT. Yeah, that's totally valid. That's totally valid. I mean, that was something that I worried about. I'm like, what if I regret it? And then I was like, well, will regret not doing it if I don't. Like, if right now I hadn't done HRT and I had continued to masculinize and grow more facial hair, like I'd look more masculine than I did 2 years ago. And I was starting to get a lot more masculine looking in terms of the way my face looked, right? And that was giving me a lot of dysphoria. So, and if I got to that point and I looked like that, but even more masculine, I would regret not starting HRT. Hell, I regret not starting it sooner. You know? But the best decision I ever made in my life was starting HRT. You know, different people will benefit from different decisions, you know? I can't say that it's going to be the best decision for everybody, right? But, you know, I will not be able to have kids later in life. I'm not a real man. Well, I guess according to some transphobic people, yeah, apparently. You don't have ovaries? Yeah, your point. Why does that matter? Like, what does that have to do with my social standing? Like, why should whether or not somebody has fucking ovaries ultimately dictate how they are treated in society? Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, why should that be the ultimate deciding factor as to whether or not you're allowed to belong to a social category? Seems fucking dumb. Anyways. It's like, look, here's the thing, right? I am somebody who wants to present feminine, who, you know, is on HRT in order to look as feminine as possible, essentially. You know, I'm somebody who's done voice training to make my voice more feminine. I'm somebody who has a preference for she, her pronouns over he, him, right? You know, I mean, it seems to be the case that like, and don't like tell me this bullshit of like, well, you see pronouns are biological. No, they fucking aren't. Like, how many people have you seen? Like, how many, like in movies, like in like older movies, like there are like so many instances where like, if like a guy is referring to like an expensive boat or car, like they refer to it using she or her pronouns. Like, are you telling me that the fucking, the boat or the car has XX chromosomes? Of fucking course not, right? Like, no, it's not strictly biological. That's fucking stupid. But yeah. Yeah, they want to fuck the car. That's true. It's a cultural thing. Yeah, so is gender. Yeah, pronouns are cultural. That's my point. Right? That's my point, is that the existence of pronouns are pretty much, well, you know, socially constructed. And that's my entire argument. Anyways. With that being said, it's getting a little bit late. I'm going to end stream. You know, currents are down. It is what it is. All right, we've been going for a little bit. We didn't get as many concurrents as we did yesterday, but that's okay. I hope it doesn't have anything to do with the video that I uploaded today. And you know, if you guys want to watch that, I recommend it. Customization. Can I add a redirect? How do I redirect it? Can I make it so that like it redirects it to the video? No? Okay. Well, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Femyoz YouTube channel, okay? And see this right here, all right? In terms of the short stream algorithm, I'm doing okay, but like, you know, in terms of videos, not so much, all right? 120 views in 8 hours. We're not doing too hot, all right? We're not doing too hot, all right? You know, it's actually, it's technically a clip from a stream, but like most of you probably haven't seen it. You know, most of you probably weren't there for it. And I turned it into a video. It's like highly edited. I mean, you could see that the thumbnail is high effort. Okay, it's high effort stream clips, basically, like very high effort. Not as high effort as this video, that the trans people are their own worst enemy video. Like this one had crazy good editing, and maybe I'll do that in the future. But like this one wasn't like bad or anything. I just wanted to get it out in time for Pride Month, essentially. I'm gonna do another video soon. I'm gonna upload another video soon, in like a week from now, maybe, as well. It's gonna be, whatchamacallit. There's a link in chat for PC users that want to like ready it up. I know if you're on mobile, you can't click links, which is fucking dumb. But yeah, I will have to watch next. Hell yeah. I recommend watching all my videos. I think they're all good. I'd say that like, out of my recent videos, like the one from 8 hours ago would be like the lowest effort one. And then anything, and then this would be the low, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, it's a stream clip. And then I'm gonna upload a video that's like a little bit more serious, about a bill. I don't know if it was passed or just proposed in Idaho, that makes it illegal for trans men to go to the beach shirtless, even if they've had top surgery, which is fucking stupid. Like, they just look like cis men. Like, they have male chests because they've gotten the surgery for it, right? So it's like they can be charged for for indecent exposure and be put on a fucking sex offender registry. So that's something I'm going to be talking about. It's also technically a stream clip, but yeah, more videos are going to be on the way. I want to do well in the videos algorithm as well, especially since my channel is monetized now. I may as well, you know, that is so idiotic. Yeah, and that's why I'm making a video on it. Are we going backwards? What happened to free the nipple? Nah, literally. It's like, so like, hold on. Let me get this straight. If you're a trans guy with top surgery, it's like wrong for you to go to the for you to go shirtless to the beach, to just be in a swimsuit. But like, what about a trans woman? Well, I know for a fact that they wouldn't be okay with, I don't know, fucking yours truly going to the beach without a fucking shirt on. in a male swimsuit with my fucking titties out. Like if I were to take this top off right now, I would get banned from YouTube. So it's not like it's something like it's fucking illogical. It's a double standard. I would be okay with that. Of course you would. Lol, Femi used to be a femboy? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Not I'd watch. Yeah, well, not for very long. YouTube would take that down if I did that. But, I don't know. What if it's on a nude beach? Well, yeah, obviously, if it's on a nude beach, then it's fine. Femi, I left the comment on the straight pride vid for chat. It's a must for chat. I'm spreading awareness. All right, we'll do. Hold on, give me a sec. And then I'm gonna end stream, okay? All right. Let's see here. All right, it's me talking about Hetero Awesome Fest. Sort by newest. All right. Oh, that's awesome. You will never be a woman, no matter how much you try. Great stuff. Oh no, they like disappeared. Where did they go? Okay. Let's see. Which one was it? It was from earlier, I think. Wait, where's your comment? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see your comment. What did you say? Where is your comment? Where? I don't see your comment. I'm sorry. All right, if I saw your comment, I would read it. Am I like blind or is it just not there? Maybe it got held for review. I don't know. YouTube sometimes automatically deletes people's comments. What did you say? Yeah, YouTube is trying to censor the truth. What was your comment? I'd love to know. Anyways. YouTube is censoring the truth. All right. Anyways, bye everyone. Love y'all. Go watch my latest video so that it does a little bit better in the algorithm, okay? It's not doing too hot. Maybe the thumbnail needs to be changed or something. I don't know. Bye. I love y'all. Go watch. I'm serious. All right, go there right now. I'll play an ad on this. All right, and I'm gonna have you all watch this. Okay, I'm spamming, and you can't do anything about it because you can't ban me from my own chat now, can you? All right, seriously. Love y'all. Bye.